Good morning, good morning, good morning. I can see that we've already got some people in here in the webinar. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, Rebecca. I'm going to start the Facebook Live over here as well. I hope everyone had a beautiful weekend. Good morning to everyone on the Facebook Live. So this is A Dose of Sunshine with Elizabeth Eleanor. And I hope everyone had a good weekend. It's actually a little bit chilly here in Sydney this morning, so I'd love to hear from you where you're watching from and what it's like for you this morning. If you've woken up fresh and with a dose of sunshine, or is it as cold as it has been here? Because I think it was 6 degrees when I first started this morning, so the fire is going. And I'm looking forward to the week. I've just had 4 intense days of training, and I'm just really pumped. I've got some great things coming up, some great ideas and some great things coming up for my business, and different ways that I can support my clients and anyone that's part of Women of Light. So if you're watching from Women of Light, good morning. Yeah, it's Melbourne is cold and rainy. Yeah, our lockdown. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Rebecca. Beck, congratulations. And yeah, what a shame it's in lockdown, right? Are you in one of the suburbs that is under threat at the moment with so much going on? It's crazy. I did hear that it's gone over the border as well. So good morning, Miranda, on the Facebook Live. Let's get started, because basically we're going to talk about cleansing the aura today. So if you ever find yourself in a position of just feeling bleh, you know, like a bit yucky, you've got you can feel it in your auric field, I'd love to hear from you whether you are someone that feels your energy, like feels the energy around you. I believe that most of us are empathic, which means that I used to have a problem with the word until I realized how empathic I was. I used to think I wasn't sensitive at all. And that was a big laugh when I realized how I was. I took some, like in my heyday, I was right into crazy stuff. And as I got a little bit older and wiser, I was up at a festival and had to work at the festival. So I decided to, this is a crazy thing to be telling you on Facebook and webinar, but I had to work, and I found this hippie store that had natural herbs to, instead of getting drunk. And the lady said, oh, don't take too much because it's pretty intense. And I thought, oh, you know, I'm not sensitive, and I took more than what I should have. And whoa, did I go crazy from that. So we can be very sensitive without even realizing it. So if you're someone that feels energy, and you might not even realize you're feeling energy, you may feel that you're going through something emotionally and you think it's you, be aware that with all the stuff that's going on in the world, we can find ourselves in a place where we're being really energetically connected to everyone. So when everything first happened with COVID, I didn't realize that I was feeling the energies of, good morning, Christine, 17 degrees. Wow, it was 6 for me this morning. So I'd be so beautiful to go back up to Atherton at this time of the year. So when COVID first happened, I found myself, not straight away, but I found myself going down and starting to have fearful thoughts. And it wasn't until I stepped back and looked at, you know, where's this coming from, that I realized I was picking up the energy in the environment, that on a collective consciousness, everyone had gone into fear, and I was picking that up. And so I did some proper things to shut that down and to stop that. And some of the things that you can do is cleansing. So let's get straight onto it. So if you're watching on Facebook Live and you're not part of the webinar, you can actually sign up and you'll be able to see my screen and be able to be part of, you know, the experience in a different way. I'm just trying to get my screen to come in properly. Excellent. Okay, so let's get started. So today we're talking about clearing your space and cleansing your auric field. And so for those that are watching that have no idea who I am, my name is Elizabeth Eleanor. I live in Sydney at the moment, but I lived in Far North Queensland for 17 years. I was a remedial massage therapist for 20 years, and actually through that process, I definitely learned how to cleanse my auric field, because when you're working on people that closely, I've been an energy healer and for about 18 years. And through that process, I actually started getting chunky arms. Like I would actually get cellulite on my arms, and it was some acupuncturists that actually said to me, you're collecting the energy from people that you're working on and it's getting stuck in your arms. And so they would work on me to help clear the energy. But I did a whole heap of other stuff as well that I will go through in this session. But that's how sensitive we can be, and how quickly we can pick up energy and not even be aware of it. So I've been working in the spiritual realms for a long time. But I think most of us are, and we're unaware of it. Unless you're really someone that works a lot in your head, and you're, if you're watching this webinar, then I would say that there's some sort of curiosity of how to work in the spiritual realms, or what that even means, and that there's some sort of connection to a higher source, to God. You might even be religious of some sort. There's some understanding of that there's more out there than meets the eye on a physical level. And so if you're that sort of person, then you need to be aware of cleansing aura. So the first way to cleanse the aura, or a way that a lot of people know about, is smudging. Smudging is something that's been in ancient times, from way back. If you have ever been into a Catholic church and they've got those beautiful gold or brass, I think they're brass. I actually don't even know the name of them. If anyone's on here and knows the name, but it's like bowl. And then I'm just going to look at the chat because someone's said something there. If I can get the chat to come up. And they have it on. I had no idea until someone like your actual ones told me to. Yes, Diane. Yeah. Acupuncture is quite amazing, but yes, it sounds like what you're saying is someone told you that it was important for you to cleanse your energy, right? So yeah, so if you've seen those priests and they walk around with this thing swinging along, and it's got smoke coming out of it, that is a cleansing of evil spirits or energies out of the churches, so that the church is pure and clean, and often is actually got frankincense resin in it. So there's a few different ways of smudging. If you're someone that wants to clear your house, and so we have only got 30 minutes, so I'm going to be as fast as I can. There's so many different ways of cleansing the aura and cleansing your area in your house and that sort of thing. Because what happens is, as you may have heard me say before, energy is vibration, and consciousness, every particle, every quantum particle, in my understanding from quantum physics and all that sort of stuff. Actually, I'm not even sure if I get that from there. Maybe it's something that I've channeled, I don't know. But my understanding and my experience is that the tiniest particle has actually got a consciousness to it. Now, whether it's conscious that it's conscious is a different story. However, every particle has a consciousness to it. And so every particle has energy in it. And so when you're constantly thinking, and if you've been someone that's, you know, if you've had a bad day, if you've, you know, just say your weekend was full of kids and bills, and you can't, you know, like maybe your job is even in a situation at the moment where it's under threat because of COVID. Everyone's been quite concerned about COVID at the moment. All of those thoughts, if you're in worry, concern, all of those things, then those go out of your, they expel out of your energy field, and they can get caught in the corners of your house. Now, energies like lower vibrational energies actually sort of get caught in corners. And if you've got a lot of clutter, we've spoken about clutter in previous webinars. If you've got a lot of clutter in your house, then little crevices and things like that. Dust is another one. I actually used to spring clean my house every 6 months, not because I'm a clean freak, because energetically I used to need to clear my space. I used to need to make sure that the place had a really good vibration in it. And so smudging with a sage stick is a really good way of going into the corners of your house. And there's a ritual to it, or there's a way of doing it. If you're someone that wants to know a little bit more about that, let me know. Please put in the comments maybe, or send me a private message and I'll let you know. But you can go into the corners of each room and clear it out so that you're clearing out those, it transforms the lower vibrations. Palo Santo is another one. Oh, bugger, I should have brought these things in so that everyone could see them. Palo Santo is a wood. And so it's the wood from a sacred tree. And often, I think it's in the Amazon, Palo Santo. It's a very interesting tree because it actually has to fall down and rot for a certain amount of time before the oils come out. And I'll talk about that more when we talk about oils. But I think it's like a certain amount of years that is before the oil comes into the wood. And so Palo Santo is really, it's sort of like the frankincense of the Amazon. And it doesn't, when you burn it, it doesn't have as much smoke as sage, because sage is the flowers, right? So sage really bellows out with lots of smoke, whereas Palo Santo has got a, you know, more of a fine smoke to it. And that's really good for cleansing around your aura. So you want to be cleansing around your body, and it's an easier way of doing it without smoking yourself out. And by doing it by yourself, you know, you can go in, get underneath your armpits, around your head. Often places like your chakras can be cleansed so that you're clearing any of the lower vibrations and you're feeling a lot lighter. So I won't go too much longer into smudging, but some of the other things that you can smudge with is juniper, lavender, mugwort, cedarwood is another one, rose, and frankincense resin, as I was talking about before. Frankincense is what they call the holy of all holies, because it's got so many different uses to it. But all of those things have got different vibrations and different methods in the way that you that it cleanses for you, and so it's got different actions when you're working with it. But if you're just starting off with the basics, then I would say sage for the house and Palo Santo for the body. So the next thing that you can use to cleanse the house, or please put in the comments if these are some of the things that you've already started doing or that you've been doing for years. I would love to know who's on here and what you already do. Or maybe you're not someone that cleanses. Maybe you're someone that is new to all of this. I'd love to hear from you what your methods are and if you're even aware, because sometimes, as I said before, you can get really stuck and heavy, and often your thoughts aren't your own and you're not even aware of it because you don't realize that you're sensitive. And so you can be having thoughts from your surroundings, from the collective consciousness. And so keeping yourself clean and clear gives you the ability to be your own thoughts. And then you can work with yourself instead of working on a higher level with, you know, the realms that you can be stuck in. So crystals is another one. I've actually, sorry for everyone, I've actually not put in here the crystals, but crystals are another one that you can work with. And so things like rose quartz, clear crystal, clear quartz as well, because clear quartz is another one that you can work with, and it's got a general uses. So crystals are rose quartz because that sends out a love energy, and clear quartz as well has multiple uses, and you can actually program crystals as well. So clear quartz is really good because you can actually program it to absorb any lower vibrations in the house. The thing with crystals is they can get stuck with the energy, and they can get very heavy and mucky. You can sort of see it if you're someone that can see energy. Even if you're not, you can sort of see that they're starting to feel or look a bit dirty. So with crystals, you then have to cleanse them as well for them to keep working. And so you can do that using salt water and putting them in a bucket of salt water, or a lot of people go out and put them in the full moon. That's more charging them than cleansing them. Some people go to the extent of actually burying them under the earth, because then the earth actually takes those energies out of them and they can use them. But I find that salt water and putting them in a bucket of salt water works really well. And then if you want to recharge them, you put them under a full moon outside, and that sort of recharges them. So the thing with crystals is that there's a few of them, like selenite is not something you want to put in water because of the fibers it can actually dissolve. So be aware of what crystals you're using. Okay, so essential oils. Essential oils are great for diffusing and for cleansing your auric field. So one of my favorite things to do, and depending on where I'm at, is actually just putting a couple of drops every morning on my crown chakra. That really shifts my energy and where I'm at. So frankincense is a great one for that, all-rounder. Putting oils in a diffuser rather than a burner, because you don't want to burn the oils. You want to make sure that you're using high quality, really plant-based pure oils, because unfortunately oils out there, most oils have got synthetics in them, have got preservatives in them, and even if they were organic, you can get oils that are from the shops that say 100% pure organic. There's no regulations on essential oils, and so even if you've got oils that say that, it doesn't have to be 100% organic for it to be certified organic, and it can have other things in them. And all of that aside, you can actually find that the actual plant that it comes from is the wrong plant to start with. It might say frankincense in it, there's actually something like 80 different frankincense, and only 2 of them have got that really high spiritual medicinal quality to them. The rest are sort of incense grade and don't have the action that is required in the body for the different things that you can use it for. And then you've got things like rose that are really, really extremely, I think it's 70 rose buds in 1 drop of essential oil when you get really pure essential oil, and organic. And then so what a lot of companies do is they'll use other oils to make the scent of that instead of the actual rose or the actual frankincense or whatever it is that you're buying. And so then, basil, for example, there's a whole heap of different types of basil. So you've got to be aware of the oil that you're using has the plant generic species that you need, require for the action that you want in your body. And so, be aware that if you're just using generic oils that you've got from a shop or something like that, like even health food shops, I remember going through this whole process. I've been into oils now for about 9 years, and I was shocked at the education that I got when I realized that even oils from the health food shop aren't as pure as what I thought they were. And so if you're trying to cleanse your aura and sort of create a high vibe in your body, you need a high vibe pure oil, because if you're using oils that have got contaminants in them or preservatives in them, or not the particular, haven't been distilled correctly, then you're just, yes, you might get some sort of action, but you're also causing a little bit of chaos in your energy field, or creating more, stickiness around you as well. So the herbs that you can use in essential oils for clearing your auric field are the same as for smudging. So, sage is a really good one, frankincense, rose, lavender, all of those oils are really good for the actions that you're requiring for in the home. And if you're looking for a really quick, I tell you what, one of the quickest, easiest ways to cleanse your auric field is using lemon essential oil, rubbing a couple of drops on your hand, and then smothering over your body is a really, really great way of cleansing, because lemon is so cleansing and so refreshing, and it just fantastic. It's one of the things that I used to do in my classes to show people how easy it is to do. So it keeps all the negativity and the toxins out of the home as well. So mindset is a really good way of cleansing the auric field. So when you cleanse your mind, you're also bringing more clarity. You're creating a positive future. Thoughts create feelings, which create actions. So if you're struggling with old stories from when you were younger that you were told by your parents, or situations that you might have experienced, like sometimes it can be as easy as seeing an experience, like something that your parents were going through, like they were struggling with finances, or they were struggling with their relationship or something, and you walk in and they're fighting, and your mum yells at your dad or something like that, and you make an assessment about that, and you make it mean something, and it can get stuck in our thoughts, and all of a sudden our neurotransmitters fire in a certain pattern, and next thing we know, we're stuck in that pattern, and it can be very, very unconscious, and you're wondering why you've got this cycle of relationships that you can't get out of, and you think that it's all external to you, but it's actually something internal that you've thought that you're not even aware of. So be aware of your mindset. I think it's really important for growth and personal development to constantly be aware of our thoughts, because as I say in the slides here, thoughts create feelings. So how we think creates how we feel in our body, And that creates the way we respond to life or we react to life. So whether we're, you know, whether we're laying down and slumping and watching TV all day on the weekend, or whether we're actually getting active and enjoying ourselves, and, you know, experiencing life is another, you know, it depends on the way we think about things. So be aware of your mindset. So doing things like drinking some water first thing in the morning, a squeeze of lemon juice in it, or lemon essential oil if you've got oils that have that ability, because not all oils are ingestible. But if you know, just a squeeze of lemon juice is totally fine. Rose, is that oil or part of that plant? I don't quite understand what you've asked there, Rebecca. Rose, is that oil or part of the plant? Can you just let me know a little bit more about what you're asking there? The smudging slide. Rose is a yeah, with rose you can actually it's not actually smudging as such. You can sort of burn it, but it actually doesn't work very well. It's something that you know, people can use. Rose incense is a better way of putting it. I personally don't go there, because I think that incense has got a lot of chemicals and stuff in it, that, or preservatives in there, that can be toxic to our body. So but yeah, rose I did put in the smudging one, but I would actually use rose on my body rather than as an essential oil, rather than smudging. So that's a great question, Rebecca. Thank you for that. So yeah, just put in a squeeze of lemon juice in your water every morning really kickstart. So having that first thing in the morning. If you're a coffee drinker, then just try it. Try having some water with lemon juice first and see if you can shift that pattern a little bit, because coffee actually lowers our vibration, and it lowers our vibration. We vibrate at somewhere between 67 and 78 megahertz, and viruses, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, viruses and colds and flus and things like that vibrate at about 54 megahertz. And so when you drink coffee, it can actually lower your vibration to that level. So you're more susceptible to anything that's around. So you want to do yourself a favor and try with some water and lemon juice first thing in the morning. Lemons in water in the microwave and boil them to clear the energy. Make kitchen smell lovely and make it easy to clean. That's great. Yeah, makes the microwave easy to clean. That's a great, you know, that's a great idea if you've got a microwave. So so that can actually cleanse the liver, and we actually end up with a lot of you know, every organ has a metaphysical emotion to it, and they say that the liver has where we store our anger, and so by cleansing the liver, it can support you to start really cleansing what's going on in your mindset as well. So cleanse your liver first thing in the morning, really good for your digestion. And when you're challenged with digestion, then you're challenged with your thoughts. So be aware of really supporting your digestive system, and that's one of the great ways of doing it is by having lemon water first thing in the morning. Just start with that. If you're someone that's just starting on this journey, just start with that. It's a great way to start, as bringing that in as a new habit or a new pattern in your life. And so cleansing the body is the next one. So as I was saying, cleansing the body, detoxing is a really good way of cleansing the body. I do a bowel cleanse once a year, and The reason I do it is because the way I see it, if everything's particles of consciousness, then our bowels can get, our bowels are, if you know anything about anatomy, then our bowels are this long tube, right, that in our stomach, and like you've got all the small intestines in the middle, and then you've got the large intestines out on the outside. And so you've got all these little corners and crevices. And so if you're if you're not pure and clean with everything that you eat, and everything's organic, even then I reckon sometimes you can have challenges. If you eat things that are junky every so often, or greasy food or fried food or anything like that, then all of that energy can get caught up, or all of those foods can get caught up in the bowel and get caught in those crevices. And it's a haven for parasites and all sorts of stuff in there. So the way I see it also is it's all old energy, it's all old consciousness. And so every year I cleanse my bowel to clear out that old consciousness, to help myself raise my vibration. And good morning, Irene. That's an indication. I always love that because I know what the time is then. It's an indication that, sorry, not an indication. I was sidetracked then. But it's a really great way to keep your energy high and to keep your body in check, and also so that your thoughts are your own. You can really decipher the difference between the thoughts, right? Clearing yourself with clean, fresh water. So if you're someone that lives near the mountains or a waterfall or something like that, really beautiful way of cleansing the aura is getting under some fresh, crystal clear spring water. That is a really great way of cleansing the auric field as well. Cleansing by using toxic-free products. So one of the things, as I was saying, I used to get this energy all stuck all up my arms from doing energy work on people. And we were trying to work out how, because I was working on 6 people a day. I had a very successful business up in far north Queensland, in Cairns and Atherton, and I was working on 6 people a day at the max, sometimes 7. And so I would get really, lots of energy caught up in my arms. And so some of the things I was doing was I would put a bowl of hot water and a bowl of cold water, really cold water, and I would put warm water, cold water, hot water, cold water, hot water with my hands to try and get rid of the energy. As I said, that the acupuncturist would put needles in my arms to cleanse my energy, but then we sort of got to this point where, like, I need to work on you for other things, not just your arms. And so another thing we did was using clay. I used to put clay on my arms until I found this amazing product that's a chemical-free, toxic-free hand soap. That's absolutely, it's a foaming hand soap, and it's amazing. And basically it would wash my hands, because I used to have to wash my hands up to my arms, up to my elbows, and it would clean my auric field at the same time. And so, being aware to use chemical-free, toxic-free products so that, they're cleansing your body as well is a great way. And this is a really quick and easy way if you're someone that's feeling a little bit challenged with things. Every morning when you're having a shower, I have a cold shower at the very end of my shower. 6 degrees this morning, guys. So it's something that I've been doing for a while, and I'm very used to. But this is a great one that I learned from a Muslim guy, actually, and it works really well. Is you wake up in the morning, when you're in the shower, you actually go like this. You go over your head, over to the back of your neck, and as you do it, you say, I cleanse my mind, I cleanse my body, or cleanse my body, or cleanse my mind, whatever feels right to you. And it actually supports you to cleanse your energy field as well. So just a quick tip. Some of these things work really well when you need something quick, depending on how much you need cleansing, is whether they work, how they work. So if you're on here and you're new to the webinars and would like to stay in contact, get your phone and take a photo of that QR code, which is that funny little thing in the middle there, and that will help you to get onto my business page. For those that are watching, thank you so much on the Facebook Live. You're already on my business page, and I hope that you're loving all the information that we're sharing there. If you're someone that, you know, you're finding it a bit challenging to get over your stuff, or you're feeling really heavy in your body, stuff's going on, like the kids are ratty, you're not being able to deal with your finances, life's really full on, everyone's talking about COVID, you're stuck in isolation, whatever it might be, and you're feeling that you're not coping. Thanks, Diane, take care. If you're feeling you're not coping, if you want to know anything about the essential oils I use for cleansing the auric field, if you want to know anything about the products that I've been talking about, or how to smudge, any of those things, get in contact with me, put yes in the comments below, and I will share with you a 30-minute session that I have with people that's free, it's complimentary, and we can discuss what's going on for you, and I can see if I can support you through that process. Also, just so that you know, every month I do a meetup. This month we have, for those that don't know what Meetup is, if you go on to Meetup, which is meetup.com, you can find it's a great source of community. You can find all sorts of different groups in the interests that are for you. This month, so Women of Light is my meetup if you're interested. If you're interested, please put Meetup in the comments below. And is Sage from the health store? Okay, yes. I would say yes without looking at it, but I would say look and see if you can get organic. Brenda, keep in contact with me about that, because I'm looking at stocking some, and I'm sourcing from an organic place. So just hold on for a second with that. So my meetup this month is on the 21st of July, and I've got a beautiful guest speaker, Nicolette Jane, and we're going to be talking about, or she's going to be sharing her wisdom on the art of belonging. She's a poet, she's an artist, she's got her own beautiful tarot cards, she does sound bowl healing, she's an energy healer, she's a beautiful woman. So if it's something that you're interested in, lovely to see you, Shamila, too. If that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, just throw in the comments Meetup, and we'll be able to send you the link so that you can find out more. But that's on the 21st of July, or I think we do it at about 6 o'clock, if I'm correct. Maybe Irene, you can share that with people. Thank you so much. I hope you're all going to have a glorious, glorious week, and get out there and do some cleansing on yourself and just see the difference. If you've never cleansed before, maybe just try a couple of my suggestions and see if you notice a difference in your thoughts, your feelings, and how you work for the week. It would be lovely. Take care, everyone on Facebook Live. I'm going to say goodbye now. And for those that are on the webinar, lovely to have you on here. Thank you so much for the support, and I hope that I'm adding value to your week. And you will get the recording after this, because I've been recording it. Take care, everyone. See ya.